We're on Bigfoot Trail. Lonnie will pan around in a few to show you guys Bigfoot Trail. This is where we've had a lot of activity of footprints and just structures and things going on out here. Lots of footprints we've ran into. Almost every year we run into footprints. So we're out here in December, end of December 2019, and we're checking things out. Anyway, I was looking at this. Many people just look at falling down trees as just, you know, snow load or wind, and but a lot of times if you don't notice and you just think it's just a natural tree fall from the elements and you don't take notice of it, then you're kind of you know, you can miss some things here. So I wanted to point out something. So you see that this big tree came down. Now what, according to Bigfoot, people that have studied their behaviors and stuff, they like to do structures like this, and they like to tuck trees underneath other trees. So see this one right here? So you see where it's tucked under here, and then this tree is bent right there, and it's tucked under the big tree. And so and what's really interesting is this tree here. Okay, so if this big tree took this tree down on its way down and it caused it to bend, okay, then this tree should be under these trees, right? So this tree, if it was just taken down naturally by this tree coming down and maybe catching a branch on this one and bringing it down, but look at it, it comes through this tree and it's woven in here. And so you can't, when a tree is coming down, it can't weave through several trees to come down. So if this tree came down because of this tree, then this tree would be under these trees, or it would be on top of these trees. And so you kind of see this weaving going on with these trees. And then like under there, see that tree right there? Okay, so that's kind of weaving in with trees. Okay, so shall we start again?
Yep, it's going.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right, back to my educational video. We had a little meltdown there for a second.
We still
okay,
are.
So come this way, Lonnie.
I'm coming.
She has to follow me because we're hooked to mics together. So I wanted to show this here. So you see a lot of arches where trees are taken and they're brought down, and they're not busted off, they're not broke off, but they're just brought down enough to tuck under another tree. Now the tree it's tucked under fell before this tree. So this tree here that fell, you would say, well, maybe it fell and it grabbed onto this tree and brought it down. But if you notice, this tree is alive and that tree's dead. So this tree has been laying there. You can see the rot of it being on the ground for quite a few years. So you see that tree's been laying there for years, and you see this tree is still pretty fresh. So this tree came down and got put under that tree maybe several years after that laid there. So this tree is was put in this position after that tree had fallen and has been laying there for quite some time. then this tree was still living and standing up, and now it has been brought down and tucked under that old tree that's been laying there. So you see some structures that are things that are done. If you go in the forest and you see X's too, that's one of the things they do, is they'll take trees and they'll make an X with them. The other thing they do is they do these arches. So, you know, some arches are naturally made just by trees falling. But if you see something like this, where you see an old tree that's been laying there for years, and then you see a fresh tree that has been brought down and curved, stuck underneath, wedged underneath, then you know that this didn't happen naturally. There was some handiwork made to make this arch. So just little things that you might not notice when you're out in the forest that could be, and I'm not saying is, but could be Bigfoot activity.